going to get a chance to hear from 4 individuals. 2 that helped lay the foundation of the history of the Bounce House and UCF football, that gave all of us in this room incredible highlights and memories, and 2 that are set to embark on a season to do that, part of the 2026 season. So for our Q&A panel, I'm going to bring them out one at a time. He's the current quarterback coach at UCF and former Knight quarterback. Please welcome Mckenzie Milton. Next up, everything he does is fast. He eats his lunch fast. He goes about his life every single day still fast, but gave us incredible highlights. In fact, it's interesting, we were sitting at our table and one of the members of our table recalled when this young, fast guy took a ball on the edge at the big house in Michigan and outraced everybody. That was the start of the many highlights that we got. Please welcome Adrian Killins. One of our new members of the football team, and one that's going to give you a bunch of highlights this year, and we're excited to have him. And someone that I think you'll enjoy watching as we embark on the 2026 season. Please welcome UCF quarterback Alonza Barnett. And last and certainly not least, it doesn't matter where the ball is defensively. Our next guy's going to find a way to be part of the tackle. He was a big, big part of UCF defensive success last year and a key part with the football team this year. Please welcome Louis Carter, the linebacker. Hi, well, this is the 20th year of the Bounce House. 20 years of great football at UCF, a stadium that's unique with incredible history. So I want to start question for everybody here. And KG, you're up first. When you hear Bounce House, what does that mean to you when you hear the Bounce House?
First thing that comes to my mind is 2017 USF and 2018 Cincinnati. Just environments like no other. Last year's space game was unreal. Make sure to be on the right side of that one this year.
AK, when you hear Bounce House, what does that mean to you?
When I hear the word Bounce House, 2018, November 17th, we played Cincinnati, college game day. The atmosphere was so electric. We came out, Cincinnati had the ball first, they jumped off sides twice, and home field advantage worked for us. So college game day versus Cincinnati came to mind.
Louis, you got an experience in last year, playing a home game of the Bounce House. What's it like inside the locker room, and what's it like when you come on the field, and what's your experience last year?
I feel like the Bounce House is an electric scene. Being in the locker room before the game, you hear all the fans thumping up top before you go out. I feel like it's an electric scene, man. They get you going.
Alonza, you experienced this, so what have you heard from others about the Bounce House, and what do you look forward to?
Yeah, I mean, kind of just piggybacking off what Louis said. You hear stories about the stadium shaking, the doors opening, closing, and just the amount of excitement and energy there is in the stadium is something I'm definitely looking forward to.
KZ and AK, you're part of that run for UCF where the stadium takes on its own personality there. But I ask you to look back at your time. You brought up a couple of games that stand out, but what else over your time at UCF did you see evolve in the relationship between players, students, and fans that also made it such a home field advantage? KZ?
Yeah, you know, there's a phrase called UCF family, and what Coach Ross and the staff inherited in 2016 wasn't that, and what's been cultivated over the last decade has become that, in my opinion. And we're getting that culture reestablished, and starts with guys like this, leaders on the team, and ultimately that's where it starts and ends, is in the locker room. Those guys got to come together as a team, and that'll exude into the UCF culture and ultimately the city of Orlando.
AK, same question. I mean, as you think about how that home field advantage developed, is there anything that you remember, like, boy, not just the Cincinnati game, but other games where you could feel on the crowd a performance by you?
I would say the kick return by Mike Hughes, when he returned that kickoff, it set the tone for that entire game for us, and they put us on the edge and we won that game. And I would say also just tradition. Tradition never graduates. UCF, we're a young school, but we're a tough, tenacious, nasty football team, and we can play against anybody, line up, and we'll hit you in the mouth from the first place to the last play.
Lewis, again, on defense, make a big play. Can you feel the energy? Student section, everybody inside next to you. How does that motivate you?
Motivates me a lot, man. Just one game I can pick out from last year is probably UNC. Every phase of the game, offense, defense, we all, even special teams, we all fed off one another and then led out to the win.
All right, Alonza, again, your first year, but home field advantage, what can it mean, or what do you hope it means this year at UCF?
Yeah, obviously, when we're on defense, we want the crowd to be as loud as possible, but when we're on offense, we'll save that for the touchdowns and extra points and all that. But, you know, it's like they talked about, a bunch of pride and tradition, and, you know, it really shows a community coming together and being excited, and the support system that we have, you know, not only from the people in this room, but outside as well in the community.
How much has you working with Mckenzie helped you learn about the tradition at UCF, getting comfortable playing for Coach Ross? How much has that relationship helped you?
Yeah, you know, it means the world to me. It's part of the reason I chose UCF. Just the familiarity, you know, within the offense, within the system, within the community. Somebody that sets the example every single day, you know, not only for myself, but the rest of the quarterbacks in the room can speak on it as well. And one thing with Coach KZ, he'll never brag about it. It's bigger than the game of football. And, you know, we start that every day, you know, with our team meetings, whether it's devotionals or, you know, different mindset videos that, you know, help us get it started and, you know, remind us that, you know, football isn't our life, but just a platform that we use to, you know, impact the community and others around us.
Lewis, they say you're quiet, but you hit loud. The role of a leader, what does that mean to you now as you embark this season with the defense?
It means a lot, man. I talk to a lot of guys about using your influence, man. I'm just trying to influence and touch as many guys as I can throughout the locker room every day.
Adrian, you and I were talking during lunch about the camaraderie and explain what that means. You now moved on to a professional career, but how did your time at UCF, the locker room camaraderie, pave you now as you move on in your career?
The locker room camaraderie and the brotherhood, it paid me in a major way. I know how to communicate well, and just knowing that you can rely on your brother to your left and your right to get the job done and to achieve one common goal, and that's winning. The win every single day that you wake up in the morning. I remember a phrase Coach Sean Beckley told us. He said, for you to win the day, you just need to make your bed every morning. You start off the day by winning already by making your bed. So just making great decisions, being a great person, and just being an influence you can in the community and everyone you touch.
Mckenzie, obviously as a player, now as a coach, what do you preach to players today to understand about what UCF means in playing for the letters in front of the jersey? It's a different time in college football. So how do you help them understand what it means to come here and to represent the university and things like we have today?
Yeah, one thing that always stood out to me from Coach Ross was he always preached, leave the jersey in a better place than you found it. And for me, that was Shaquille Griffin. Obviously, NFL guy, played a bunch of years, but even better high character person. So that's the standard that all of us carry back when we played, and just paying it forward to these guys. These guys are leaving their jerseys in better spots than they found them. If every guy in the team in the locker room does that, it'll be just fine.
Alonza, come to the position of quarterback, but you've been in college football for a while now. The role of leadership means what to you?
I think, you know, the role of leadership, you know, it goes hand in hand with, you know, the word sacrifice and servanthood. Just every single day, not only setting an example, but, you know, helping your brothers, you know, achieve the best versions of themselves, and, you know, really carrying the standard and being the buffer between the coaching staff and the players on the field. Because at the end of the day, you know, they can put us in the best positions possible to succeed, but, you know, the onus and responsibility is on each and every one of us to do that and, you know, be the best versions of ourselves for our teammates.
All right, time to have some fun. Lewis got first. Okay, the best hit, the best play for you. Quarterback sack, pass over the middle, making contact. What's the best ideal play for a Lewis Carter?
I'll probably say getting somebody to make a fumble.
Explain the feeling, the pop, the sound of the ball loose in the air.
It's a great feeling, man. Just knowing you just ran into somebody full speed and affected the game, gave the ball up, it's a great feeling.
All right, AK, tell me a play you can remember that before the snap, you know Mckenzie's going to be eyeing you, and it worked. And you guys knew based on practice and studying, you're like, this is going to work, and it did.
I would say college game day for Cincinnati. We dumped the ball. He told me to get open. He dumped the ball off to me.
Get open.
He told me to just get open. He dumped the ball off to me.
Was that a Coach Frost play that said just get open?
It's easy for AK to get open.
He just pitched the ball off to me, and I scored a touchdown, or received a touchdown for about 25 yards or so, and it just worked.
The effort, that was gone.
100%. There's a couple times we did that actually. I was just telling the QBs the story. Lights had a play in daylights. He had a play in the scrimmage on the wide throws. I like the receiver. Like, it ultimately boils down football. Teams are gonna play man to man. Where's my best matchup? And I was telling the QBs the story against Pitt. We were 4 down quarters. I got him isolated on a Mike linebacker. I just thought he was on a three-way go. I was like, get out. Breaks to the left, check down, turns it up for 80 yards. Like, makes your job as a quarterback a whole lot easier. That's for sure.
Alonza, in your career, is there a play you come out of, we don't call it much anymore, but you lined up and you're like, this is gonna work. And if so, describe what that play was, if you remember it.
Yeah, actually, we have somebody here, Jaleel. Sorry, I had to do this, but I look forward to the ODU game every single year. This was, I believe, it was like a 3rd down around midfield. They lined up always in like this no safeties over the top, and all the guys on the line of scrimmage. So we stole this play from Marshall. So we were going to run inside zone traction with the offensive line. Tight end was going to slide across the line of scrimmage, kick out the defensive end, and all that, and was follow the running back. It was 3rd down. I think they had just scored like a 99-yarder, something crazy like that. They were backed up. This was homecoming for us too, so big rivalry game during homecoming, and they lined up in the exact look. And I looked over and I told the running back, if you block him, this is a touchdown. And offensive line did a great job. My running back sprang, and I was able to take it 50-something yards to the house. So that's definitely something that I remember. I was like, it was just a moment.
All right, Liz. Who's the loudest guy on the defense during practice yelling at the offense, and who's the loudest guy on offense yelling at the defense?
I'll probably say one of the guys, Forrest Lockett. I'm one of those guys who was on defense, yelling loud. And on the offense, I'll probably say Dylan Wade. UA.
Talks a lot,
Yeah.
but he backs it up.
Yeah, he do. He do for sure.
Alonza, is there somebody on the defensive side that you line up for playing? You're like, why are you yelling at me? We're just getting, drills in here.
Coach Overstreet. 1,000%. But it's great to have somebody like that on the staff. Especially on the defense side of the ball, where you need the energy, you need that confidence. And he brings that every single day, every single drill. It doesn't matter whether it's 1-on-1, 7-on-7s. We're getting water. He doesn't stop talking. So yeah, that's who I would say.
Hey, Kate, tell me what it was like with your teammates. Was there ever the big argument, who's the fastest?
No, I was never an argument. Well, I lied. I'm sorry. There was an argument and debate all the time. It was between me and Otis Anderson. So we always went hand in hand in that. But out of everyone, it was out of me and Otis Anderson.
Mckenzie, would you agree?
Fair to say, I would argue myself, but if we got on the line, it wouldn't be close.
Okay, favorite moment of game day before the game? That's just a question a lot of you guys. Not counting the game, is it maybe going to the field some time to yourself? Is it in the locker room? Is it hanging out with your guys? What is the favorite part? Go you, Lewis, first. What's your favorite part about game day before the game?
My favorite part of probably being inside the locker room, just being around the guys, looking into the guys' faces and stuff like that, feeling the energy from them, just knowing what we're going to go out there and do, going to work, going to pay off.
Alonza, how about you?
If I had to choose one, I'd probably say just that moment right before the coaches call you up for the pregame speech. Just that last little moment of internal peace and quiet that you get, last little time that you have studying your notes, talking to the guys to your left, to your right, and really putting together the final piece before you go out on the field through the tunnel.
Mckenzie?
I'll say for me as a player, still do it as a coach. Just looking each guy in the eye, dapping them up, and knowing that they're about to get every ounce of what I have to go win.
I would say pregame, about 30 minutes before the game, and the crowd is forming in the stands and everything. Music's bumping, and coaches are fist bumping and high fiving at everyone. We're doing kick returns, scaly 707, and all that stuff. So I'll say pregame, 30 minutes before kickoff.
A lot of the people want to know, what is it like to have Coach Frost in your ear? Is he yell a lot? Is he always thinking next play? Have you ever had to go, I don't know what you just said, and so forth? What's that like to have him living in your ear?
Well, I mean, during practice, you have multiple people. I hear the OC, Coach Scoop. Sometimes it's KC, sometimes it's Coach Frost. Shoot, I mean, he's pretty quiet. You get what you get with Coach Frost. I know he has a switch in there somewhere during game day where he turns it up a little bit, but I'd say just with most of the coaches, they're really consistent, in who they are every single day. So that's one thing I really appreciate being here at UCF.
Lewis, who yells among the coaching staff defensively? Who's got the loudest yell? No matter where you are, you can hear it.
My coach, Coach D. Coach Denard.
Before we wind down, let me ask you two here on this side. What do you want these guys to know and understand as they go into 26 to play UCF football? Even you first. What's your message to them and the team?
I would say just go out there and have fun. Remember, this is a child's game at the end of the day, and just know that play every down like it's your last, because you never know when your last opportunity to play this game that we call football. And just protect your brothers from your left and your right. Go out there, play fast, win games, and play with no fear of failure. Play fast, and just have fun overall.
Mckenzie?
Took the words out of my mouth. No fear of failure. Let it rip.
Alonza, what do you want 2026 to be? What's your message to these fans here?
Yeah, I think they'll, experience and expect a lot of wins as we should. I think just, a side note, there are no expectations bigger than what, each of the guys hold each other to each and every day inside the locker room. To the guys, I'm looking forward to being out there and sharing the field with you guys. I really feel the bond that we have, not only on the field, but off the field. That's what I enjoy the most, just seeing the guys share laughs in the locker room between team meetings and things like that. And, especially in a season like this, where there are a lot of ups and downs, different roller coasters, I think the one thing that we have to remember as teammates is we have to stick together. There can't be any finger pointing. There can't be, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? It has to be, one cohesive unit, going to one direction. And, we know our goals at the end of the day. We don't have to voice them and brag about them, but, as long as we show up and put the work in each and every day, I have no doubt in my mind we'll accomplish that more.
Lewis, what's your message for the defense and for this season?
Like Alonza said, man, we're a work in progress. We're a work in progress. I know we're gonna empty the tank this year, man. I love how the guys gonna work each and every day. We're work in progress. We're gonna work at every day, each game of the week.
A round of applause for our student athletes and our players for former work. Carolina, Thank you guys.